minute, ho, I'm all about my businesses. I consistently continue to bring energy and know that keep it popping like I'm full of electricity. Try to hold me out, I wish you would have the audacity. Take a rap laxative, now I'm shitting on the industry. Self-made not a title, cause it's my identity. And wear it on my skin like it's a part of my ethnicity. Mary keep on blowing like instruments in a symphony. That keep a player buzzing like Twitter when you mention me. Being 100's a everyday living tendency. And ain't faced by hating, it makes me increase my intensity.
YouTube world, what is good? How's my Cowboy Nation out here feeling? Hopefully some of y'all got the Friday off. If not, hopefully you shook it off and you were able to do your thing and be able to make it to work and do your thing. But man, y'all know I'm splashing back in with some more Cowboys content on some aftermath. I'm just a super fan from the DFW land. You know what it is. One time, y'all see what it is at the bottom if you haven't already. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, man. It was a rough night last night. Extended, weather delay made the night extend itself. But, it's a game that we're looking back at. You look at the replay and it's like, oh, okay, man, look, their opportunities were there. Could have been different if Jalen Carter was there, of course. But at the same time, Cowboys did exactly what they needed to do to put themselves in position to win, except the first half of the defense. And, I want to go back and look at just the post-game interviews just because I wasn't able to catch them last night because, we did the show and then we just chilled. I was waiting for them, but they already did their thing and then we just chilled out. But, yeah, I want to just go over what they said in the presser, more what CD said, what Dak said about the spitting incident and basically how the game went on. Want to hear a little bit from Brian Schottenheimer as well, and then what Jerry had to say. And to be honest with you, it's just a lot of, you can be mixed emotion. There's no more, victories for having a loss. But the thing I did like to see is I didn't see where I saw some things that can translate to week 2. And I saw some things that can hopefully don't happen to us that'll be bad for us that can translate for us down in the future. But y'all already know, man, hit that like button one time, man. We out here kicking it at Cowboys Nation. It is all right, y'all. It is all right. I mean, here in the next few hours, 4:00, we'll be doing the all 22 live stream watch here soon. And I'm telling you right now, bro, it ain't all bad, man. It ain't all bad. There's no more victories, but I'm like, you know what? For the expectation that I had, even I kept saying if I had to put my wallet on it, yes, you should put your money on the Eagles. But, they even still lost the spread. And as the week kept going on, I'm just like, bro, the Cowboys got enough offensive weapons. Can Brian Schottenheimer just really have his flow, have his way? Can he really be in his bag? And does Dak see it that way and everything like that? Plus his birthday weekend, all that type stuff. So got a lot of things going up in here, man. But, like I said, for the one time, if you haven't, hit that like button. But, just in case y'all haven't heard some things, you know what I'm saying? You didn't get it in the playbacks. A lot of people want to, before we blame CD Lamb like that, he still did have 7 catches for $110. I said this last night. Like, he had crucial drops. Those were drops that, we wish he could have back for sure, but it didn't happen that way. But you know what? CD gonna be all right. CD gonna be all right, bro. He's gonna be one to bounce back. So let's see what CD say right here. Let's see what he say. If y'all probably already heard it and stuff like that, I didn't get to hear too much. I heard what they've been saying on a little bit about on TV or on the radio, but sometimes you got to get the full context, and let it play out. So let's see what CD say.
I know you're upset with yourself, man. How do you put it into words?
Man, that's terrible. Honestly, I feel like, I can't point no fingers at nobody else. You know what I'm saying? And I take full accountability and everything else that come with it because, as for me as a player, I prayed for moments like that, you know what I'm saying, and the ball to come my way. And obviously for me to not come up with it, bro, it stings a little bit. But I will tell you, if you think I'm not coming back any times harder than this, you got another thing coming.
How surprised were you just because you talked in training camp about how like the key thing was like not to drop the ball, and I don't know if you had two drops off training camp.
Yeah, I didn't, but I mean, hey, God has a mysterious way of humbling folks, and I did come in with a little bit of a chip on my shoulder, but I again, it's a lesson well learned, and again, I deserve everything that come with it.
So you went to the tent. You good?
Oh yeah, all is well. They made me go to the tent because I sat down on the field a little too long for their liking, so they just wanted to do a little, you know.
CD, does one bother you more than the other?
Nah, they all sting the same, honestly. But the ones down the stretch kind of hurt me a lot because, I mean, I pray for those type of things. But again, it's game one. I'll be back. I just hope everybody else ready.
Do you think about them and that motivates you, or you try to move past it as quickly as you can?
A little bit of both.
Don't be nonchalant about it.
What do you like about the first half of the team?
You don't win the game in the first half.
What are your thoughts on the offense in general and the way it's performed tonight?
We put up a nice, we had a couple stretches where we were looking like the team that we supposed to, and then we ended up turning the ball over, having drops, and for example, mine, all of them, honestly. And I just feel like we have so much more room for improvement, and we can.
He ain't lying. They left a lot of, it's to that fall season we making ribs and stuff like that, bro. They left a lot of meat on the bone.
Definitely be the team that we want to be. Just put our head down and continue to work.
We know you're going to be hard on yourself, but can you look past it?
And look, like I said, he dropped crucial catches, but I mean, dude robbed himself a damn near 200-yard day. But he still had CD Lamb with three, 4 drops and still giving you $110, That's hey, I'll take that. That's a little bit to work with. But you see him right now. He's like, God damn, out of anybody, why did I have to be the one? Everybody gonna bring up my money, all this type of stuff, which, I mean, fair or unfair, I don't think your money has anything to do with it. I think it's more that we know you that good, bro. Come on, we just can't be having you know what I'm saying? We can't be having that. Now, I think he know what's up, and I wonder what Brian Schottenheimer does. Does CD is still your best player, but what type of message do you send him when you got a George Pickens out there? Do George Pickens next time get 12 targets and stuff like that until he mess up? Or, what does Schottenheimer do? Because Miles Sanders ran out there, fumbled the football, and basically he didn't get no play.
That to see just how promising the offense looks.
I will look past it. But right now, I'm definitely going to look at this film and dread every drop. That's for sure.
And I figured out a way how I'm gonna be doing some of the player breakdowns.
That ain't got nothing to do with what's going on right now.
We gonna really tap in. That's what we gonna be basically doing all birthday weekends.
Appreciate y'all.
And like I said, CD, he ain't rocking with it. He knows a lot of people will be on his top, and staying with the queen. I agree with her on this standpoint. We know CD can be better than that. You know what I'm saying? We know CD can be better than that. So there's certain players where you're like, okay, if you're going to have a bad day at the office, let it be kind of like this one time. You know what I'm saying? To all be all, what really beat them this game was what kept them in the game was the same reason they lost the game, because they got off to a quick start, but the problem was the defense couldn't basically play simple. I don't want to say play simple. We weren't sound in rushing the passer. You know what I'm saying? To think that we don't have no Michael Parsons and we can rush for and head up and do something, I think that was a foolish thing to do, and then we just weren't disciplined. And Jalen Hurts, I told y'all all night during the live stream, he did not want to throw the football. The numbers might say it, but he really didn't want to throw the football, yo. He really didn't want to throw it. He didn't want to throw it, but when the money was on the line, he did. He did do something. He did do something. Now, what started off the game was Dak Prescott getting spit on. Dak Prescott, step up in the booth, man. Go ahead and speak your truth, man. What did you feel that happened up in this? Let's go get it. And let's bring it down to it, you know. All right, Dak, what you talking about? Good 11 minutes.
Yeah, I probably spit 1,000 times throughout the game. I mean, especially game day, maybe even in general, and something I guess I'm not proud of. But in that case, he was trolling, I guess you could say, trying to mess with Tyler Booker. I was just looking at him. I was right here by the two linemen, and guess I needed to spit, and I wasn't going to spit on my lineman, and I just spit ahead. But I'd say he was back there where Jory was in that sense.
That man said I had to spit. I guess I had to spit. You had to spit after a dude was talking shit to. So, Dak, you kind of, you know, it was one of those situations. Like, now, spitting on the ground and spitting on somebody, those are two totally different things. When you spit on the ground, that is different from spitting on somebody. That's totally different.
And he asked, or he goes, "You trying to spit on me?" And at that point, I mean, I felt like he was insulting me. Like I wouldn't spit on somebody. I'm damn sure not trying to spit on you. Like we're about to play a game. I'm wondering why you're trying to mess with the rookie. And so when I stepped through, I actually said the words like, "What the hell would I? Excuse me, but I'm probably even more colorful. What would I need to spit on you for?" And he just spit on me in that moment, and it was more of a surprise than anything. Refs obviously saw it through the flag. I was like, hell yeah, we get 15 yards to start the game off. Didn't realize he was getting ejected. Unfortunate.
And I'm actually right there with Dak. I was like, hold on. I was like, what done happened? But when they announced ejection, I was like, ooh, what happened? And I was like, you spit on him? And I'm like, I think, to be honest, a lot of people are going to say it's about being soft, but to be honest with you, to do something like that, the referees are they're put in a situation where they got to eject him. They have to, because that's going to have to send a message, because it could have easily got dirty the first game of the season. If it's going to be like that, bro, it could have been some dirty shit that going. Referees have to take control of that. Like, That's the only thing that I could agree with it about, because it could have really got real. It could have really got real. But, hey, you spit on him, and we went on about our business.
He did. Hell of a player. Changed our plan and our blocking scheme. As I've told you all right before the week, that we're going to protect against him. So helped in that manner. But I don't wish for anybody to get out of the game. I'm sure he probably regrets that to some extent. I'm pretty sure he knows I didn't try to spit on him or wasn't even aiming to spit on him. So something that's probably going to get a lot of coverage and a lot of attention that feel sorry for him in the sense of, I mean, I know how excited each and every one of us are, right, to kick off the season and the season opener, and hell of a player like that doesn't even get a chance in the first play. Unfortunate circumstances.
How do you keep your composure in that situation?
Bottom line, I don't care. I didn't care if he got ejected. I think Dak is saying he ain't tripping. I think he's like, I didn't expect him to get ejected, but I did expect an extra 15. That's for damn sure. And we was going to prepare to play against him. So he was there or not. Move on.
Yeah, I was more surprised. I mean, honestly, it hit me more on like my shirt and my collar, I guess, than straight skin. And thankfully,
house, what's good, bro?
But yeah, I was just more surprised. I mean, like I said, I was insulted that I even thought I tried to spit on him. So for him to react and spit, I'm sure it's not something he's proud of.
Clarence Hill, Cowboys. Can you talk about your relationship with CeeDee Lamb? You talked about his game. Certainly had a lot of drops. He took ownership of those drops. You just talked about your conversation with him and how that went. Yeah,
I mean, I talked to him after the series, after one of them or so. Obviously, right there at the end of the game, and in the locker room. I mean, there wasn't a big long talk need to have. As he took ownership and accountability, right, to you guys. I'm sure he shut me up in the same sense of, taking accountability. And after the game, going over to him, and he's just doing this. And, it's just more of like that wasn't just those plays. There's throws out there that I want back.
And I was saying the same thing, bro. I was watching him doing he knows it's on him. And then Dak, I'm telling you, I was saying last night on the live when we were live streaming, watching this game, and when I did the post game, he's gonna look back at that drive before the weather delay when he missed Ferguson on the first time. He's gonna look back at that throw in particular and be like, bro, that should have been a throw that should have been on the money. That was gonna be the touchdown one. Now, a lot of people talk about he threw a hospital ball to Jake Ferguson on the next one. I'm like, bro, that's the problem. Dak don't never get it. If Josh Allen throws that ball and there's a drop, the receivers let Josh, it be that type of stuff that I be talking about, bro. Y'all can't just always pick and choose how it goes, bro. Last time I checked, when the ball hit your hands, bro, bottom line. And to be honest with you, he could have braced himself for the hit anyway. He got hit anyway. So to drop the ball makes it worse. That's why they say you got to catch it anyway. So the hospital balls, look, we know who get thrown into traffic and all that type of stuff. Bro, that's really threading the needle right there. But y'all don't want to give Dak his props like that. Y'all don't want to do that. That's fine. That's fine. Like I said, he was robbed of 5 drops. He could have had more numbers.
But it's game one, and he's a guy that makes those plays. He's going to make those plays. We're not going to get down on him. We're not going to lose confidence by any means. And he will make those plays. So, yep.
No more pictures, but you take any solace in how you guys came out and played and performed the game?
Yeah, for sure. With all the change, new head coach, group went out there, physical as hell, together. It was fun every way through. Obviously, we thought we had a chance. We had opportunities. Defense is trying to blame themselves in the first half, and offense is going to blame themselves in the second half. So a lot of accountability was taken in the locker room, but we're definitely process oriented. And as Schotty said, if we continue to compete and play physical like that, we're going to be proud of the team that we can put together each and every week. So it's 1 of 17, and right, I didn't think we were going to go undefeated. So sucks. Wanted to get the first one, obviously, especially against a good team, a rival. Division, but we got to move on, and we got another division game next week. So,
it was his mom's birthday and everything like that, bro. Your boy Dak balled out yesterday, bro, but a lot of people are still gonna blame him, bro. He couldn't throw the ball better. Oh, god dang. When you throw the ball into somebody's hand, I mean, I don't know how much better it can get.
Yeah, I think they were great. I don't think that was in anyone's mind.
But he did have, I'm telling you.
They're professionals.
I know it's more.
And
sure.
Particularly on that side of the ball, right? That they went out there and did their job. I don't think it was like we're going to miss this or miss that. He's a hell of a pass rusher and probably would have made plays, but we're not going to live in that and don't care to, honestly. We wish him the best. And
Cowboys media, let it go. Y'all make it more of the why? Because other people are getting Micah stories and all that type of stuff. Bro, the Cowboys are the news by itself. Let Micah go. Stop asking them about it, bro. You know what? I don't want to say stop asking them about it. Let me rephrase that. They have a job to do. They do have a job to do. So, but y'all got to find a fine line. Ask better questions with the Micah Parsons stuff. Do more of like, after moving on from Micah Parsons, what's role of X, Y, and Z? You know what I'm saying? What's playing? Just don't say did y'all struggle to have Mike? Without Micah out there, did y'all struggle to rush the passer? You're basically saying without Micah Parsons, y'all struggle to rush the pass, which, to be honest with you, is absolutely fair. It is fair, bro. They weren't getting no pass rush. It wasn't until basically after the weather delay where, they started bringing a little bit more pressure and tried to, you know what I'm saying? But they were not getting no pass rush, bro.
truly wish him the best.
Let Dak tell it.
This is about this team. This is about the 2025 Dallas Cowboys. That defense, those young rushers making a name for themselves. Guys went out there and made some plays and got some pressure there late in the game when we needed to. So I don't think necessarily a beat was missed. And I really give credit to it, right? I mean, unfortunate, I won't say the holdout, but the hold in during training camp, right? He wasn't necessarily taking the reps with the team. So I don't think that was something that they had to figure out. It was just go out there and let's build off of what we've been doing since training camp.
Yeah. John Schroeder with The Athletic.
Yeah.
And in the locker room after Jerry Jones said that he felt bad for Coach Schottenheimer and how he thought that he had you guys prepared very well. How do you think that first game went for
Yeah, we were prepared. As I said, he did everything he can to give us opportunity, especially one as a head coach and having us.
Remember, I kept saying, I believe them two is locked on target. I believe them two is locked on. Schotty and Dak, I believe them boys is locked in like this, bro. Real talk. I think they see the same vibe.
Prepared with the way we went out there and we're physical, the way we played together. We've just got to play a little bit more complimentary. And what I mean by that, right, is defense gets some stops in the first half and we score points in the second half. And then we're going to be proud of the outcome of this game. But as a head coach, he did his job. And as a play caller, he gave us every opportunity and he was dialing it up. So, yeah, it sucks that he didn't get his first win here tonight in game one, but it's a long season and he's going to get it.
How would you evaluate yourself in the game?
I got to go back and look at it. It was fun just to be out there. Super thankful and blessed to be back into the game.
I believe Pro Football Focus. I think our man Dak Prescott had the highest PFF grade of the Dallas Cowboys yesterday. Come on, why you gotta do me that way? Gotta relog in. I ain't no betting. Yeah, I ain't no betting. My bad. But I wanted to go see Skip. I wanted to see the Pro Football Focus numbers, the PFF grades, but I have to do it on here. So you know what? When I'm doing the film, the all 22 film,
back with those guys, that line, that group, those receivers, just felt good, felt great out there. Obviously, there's some throws, particularly right, couple to one to Jake right there, one to Brev. I want to get a little bit higher, give them a little.
I'm telling you, that one, I bet you he couldn't even get no sleep on. He throws it higher into the end zone. That's a tutty, and he knows it. That's why he came back to him. He threw a hospital ball. Damn, bro. Like I said, another quarterback throw it in there and his receiver drop it. It's going to be on the receiver, right? Or the tight end, right? But when Dak throws it into somebody, he threw it. Come on, man. Y'all can't be doing that. But that is the one throw because they get a touchdown that drive. The game could be different. Same way if Jake catches the ball. Same way if possibly Miles Sanders doesn't fumble the football. That is why he's going to have that play in particular stuck in his mind. And we'll go over to all 22 and look at it.
A little bit more catchable ball, but I feel like I played a smooth game.
Nick Harris, former Star Telegram, the offense overall, heavy use of freestyle motion, some aggressiveness on third and short. Scored 20 in the first half, none in the second. What was your overall evaluation of the offense?
Yeah, we got to finish. We got to come out and score in the second half. We've got to get points. You just said it. All 20 were in the first half, and you can't go score 20 in the first half and then lay a goose egg in the second half. So
that delay, both defenses turned up in the second half on both sides. They made their adjustments and just brought pressure. The front fours both teams' offensive lines was holding down the fort. And then, Landon Dickerson ended up getting hurt and stuff like that. I mean, bodies kind of dropped for the Eagles game one. I want to say the Cowboys relatively walked out of that boy a little bit more healthier.
The red zone turnover obviously doesn't help, but we had opportunities even on that drive to score, and we've got to capitalize on those before we even get to that play. So that's not on Miles. That's not on anyone. So we've got to capitalize.
Exactly what I'm saying. I know that's what he's gonna have nightmares of. Them 2 plays. He short-armed that play. He short-armed that throw to Ferg on the first time, and then he gave it to Ferg in his hands. He dropped it. That was 2 chances to put up a touchdown before you even got to Miles Sanders fumbling the football.
Just as a unit, and that's my point about being process-oriented, and every man in that locker room felt that, particularly on offense, and defense would say the same about the first half. So a lot to grow from. I don't think that they have any means of the chip that's on our shoulder. Me personally, I don't know the line. I don't know if I ever know a line. I doubt any guy in that locker room is playing to a line. So we don't give a damn of what that is. This is the NFL, and we know we can win. And we went out there and gave ourselves an opportunity, and we just didn't do it tonight. And they got it.
Yeah.
NBC5 Dallas.
I don't know nobody. Who cares about no line? We trying to win. Who cares about how much we win or lose by?
Do you feel like you let one get away here?
Yeah, didn't win it for sure. Felt like we were the drive before that one, and then getting it with 3 minutes left, and having some plays out there that we didn't make. Yeah, for sure, got away.
You got away.
Having Tyler gotten back there, missed a lot of camp here, and then the rookie and Tyler Booker here, how that line played for you.
Yeah, those dudes did a hell of a job, and I compliment them.
Bro, I can't wait to watch the all 22. Them boys
again,
handled
after the
business.
game of.
Till they started doing stunts, like I said last night in the live,
making
they started doing stunts.
The tackle after the fumble for the most part, like
Tyler Guyton,
those young guys came out there. They set the tone on being physical. When we talk about being physical, it starts with the guys in the trenches on offense and defensive line. And our guys set the tone for us early, got the run game going, and kept me clean all night. So, yeah, a lot to be proud of, and that's one of the main things right there is how those guys play. And as you said, Tyler, to miss time throughout training camp, then to come back and thought maybe he'd be on a snap count, right? Something like that. And guy goes out there and shows he's ready, and he can keep producing each and every drive or series, and he did that.
Yeah. And that was the case straight up. So, we had some good things there.
For me, yeah, I felt slow on that one. I broke the tackle, I guess, in the pocket. But other than that, I mean, I felt healthy. That was the main part of it, is being able to being able to run, whether it's to get out of pressure, use my legs when I need to, and just be healthy throughout the game. So something else I'm not going to stop and just keep building on. But a lot of work has went into this. We'll continue to grow from it.
There was plenty of times he could have ran, but he trusted. There was plenty of times he could have ran, but he trusted the pocket and just did his thing.
Is the ejection enough for you, or do you think the league should make suspend?
That's not my call. That's not my call.
I think Dak is tired of the disrespect. He just got to go show it. And it's going to be on him to do it.
More regular, but there's still kind of a new wrinkle in this. So
the what thing? Excuse me?
The leg you had with the leg.
Oh, gotcha.
During the game, it's becoming a more and more.
He's going to have to do it. It's going to be on Dak's shoulder.
As players, how do you prepare for something like this and stay sharp when this happens, and how much of an effect did it have?
Yeah, I don't think it had that much of an effect. If anything, hell, it probably helped us out, right? It was right after a turnover, maybe stopped their momentum.
And that's what I said during the live right there. I was like, bro, this might be the best thing for the Cowboys defense, because you basically get another halftime right after we done turned over the football. Like, to be honest with you, you don't have the weather delay right there. It could have went either way. You don't have the weather delay right there. They could have ran down there and scored. Jake Ferguson catches the touchdown, nothing matters. Or we throw that pass better, nothing matters. But let's say Jake Ferguson is shook up from getting hit, which he stayed down for a minute, but then he popped back up. Had he just stayed down and took an injury timeout, you would have had the weather delay. You would have still had the ball. Miles Sanders don't fall.
Right there. Unfortunately, we played in a game last year where it went longer than that. So I don't think we didn't start the game, though, did we? Yeah. Yeah. So, but still, I mean, guys being a professional, and that's part of it, right? Come in, take the cleats off, shoulder pads off, relax a little bit. Hank out. The vibes were high. The guys were confident in us going out
Their
there and
vibes
finishing this
should be
game.
high. Bro, there's normally a time when we lose to the Eagles. I'm not taking no moral support, but my expectations of this football team was very low. And it still can be like not that much better, but still.
And it was just getting off your feet. But then again, once you knew you were about 15 minutes to go, I was about getting the body back warm, and obviously we got to get out there and have that warm up. So it's just part of being a pro. You just got to adjust when it's called for.
Big facts. And like I said, Dak played his ass off, bro. Straight up. It is gonna be your boy birthday weekend, so I plan to throw some shorts out there. I gotta get me some more cowboy gear. Speaking of, we getting ready to try to see, cheer on the Cowboys when they come down here to AT&T Stadium to host the New York Giants. And this is gonna be a team I'm gonna be looking at a lot of, watch their game, try to watch their all 22 and stuff like that, see what we're gonna be looking at against, do some things like that. But like I said, around 4:00 Central Standard Time, we're gonna be watching the all 22, going over that film right there. But Dak said a lot of things where it was true, bro. I'm telling you, that one drop right before that led up to the fumble and then the weather delay, he missed the throw, and then they had a drop touchdown catch right there. Hospital ball. Well, then why wasn't he in the hospital then? It was unnecessary because, Jake would have caught it. I mean, it was really going to be a touchdown anyway. The only way he would have been able to hit him was in his head and neck area. So that would have been a target. And that's where I'm like, Jake, you got to hold on to it. You outweigh that defensive back. I know you're going to take a shot, but you outweigh him. Secure the catch, man. That's asking a lot, but secure the catch. That's what we need, and that's what we hoping for. Now, how do you feel about Brian Schotty? Hatback Schotty, I call him, you know what I'm saying? He was in his bag last night for damn show. He really was. Let's see what he spoke off and said. I think he really did an amazing job. It looks like, again, it's just week 1, but I think he showed where, bro, he's ready for this. Would have been better if he had not had the distraction.
But it was really Calvin, a tale of two halves. I talked to the guys about that in the locker room. We came out on fire on offense in the first half, and defensively we struggled a little bit. And then I thought we made some great defensive adjustments in the second half, and we flipped it. We gave ourselves a chance to win, and offensively we didn't, really do enough. We put ourselves in more third down and longs. And just weren't able to capitalize. But that's how a division game should feel, man. We had good moments. They had good moments. They do what they do. They bleed the clock on you, and they limit your opportunities. I think they had the ball for almost 35 minutes.
Yeah.
And, we got to make
Cowboys
plays
almost
there.
made the most
got to get guys on the ground and things like that. Throw and catch a little bit better, and we had our chances.
They did. Felt like this game was lost, not won.
Just not finishing plays.
Don't worry about CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee's going to be fine. What a great player.
I agree. I agree.
This was a team defeat. And
it was a team defeat. Now, he had the more glaring errors. We can all agree on that. But it was a team defeat. It really was, because your defense was porous in the first half. Second half, y'all couldn't muster up nothing. But I was watching during the live. I did say, bro, they were rolling until he dropped that 1 3rd down, and they had to settle for a field goal. Kind of broke their momentum a little bit, but Dak still got him down there to get another field goal, giving it back to CeeDee Lamb. So it was like, okay, all good, but sometimes it just don't happen that way.
We own that. We understand where we can go as a football team. We understand. I love the competition. I thought guys competed their butts off. I thought that was great, but we're all about winning, and we didn't win tonight, and so therefore it's not good enough.
Did the delay kind of messed you guys up a little bit?
No excuses. No, same for both teams.
None. But it did help both defenses, though, because they played better.
Spitting before the game, what you saw from Jalen and Dak, and it looked like Dak spit first, and then he spit on.
Yeah, Clarence, I honestly, I didn't see it. I don't know. All I know is that a great player got ejected. And again, I don't know. I'll look into it, but I do not know.
He got booted.
You think that affected your game plan at all, and how you attack the defense, and how you think that not having Carter affected?
No, I mean, he's a great player. It'd be like, you lose a great player on either side of the ball. It affects them, and they're a little bit thin when you do that. And that's why, unfortunately, we weren't able to sustain the ball enough because, they were down a defensive lineman and a great defensive lineman at that. But again, like I said, we'll look into it and see what happened.
Which we about to at 4 o'clock for damn show. We gonna tune in and we'll be having the all 22. I can't show y'all the whole full thing, but I will point out.
Yeah, we did. I thought Flus and the guys did a great job. Remember when we tackled better? We fit the gaps better. We started using some more blitzes, some more movements, things like that. But I think we just settled in. I really do.
I'll be going through the week, throwing shorts out.
The quarterback's
on players
really
that,
big and athletic, and our rush lane discipline in the first half wasn't very good. He got out a few times. I thought we did a better job of containing him in the second half.
Yep.
But again,
it was a little bit too
we
late.
had chances out there, and there's no moral victories for us. We had a chance to win that game and weren't able to do it, and it'll sting.
Brian Todd, for the ESPN, you said you know where this team can go. Where do you believe this team can go after tonight?
I still think we can win a Super Bowl. That's the goal, Todd. It's
All
not
right,
gonna
keep
change.
that mentality. Long as you believe, I'm gonna be right behind you, Schotty.
We got the right
I
type
ain't
of
got no
guys. We
choice,
got
'cause
good
this is what
players.
we gonna
Again,
rep.
like I said, you saw what we're capable of in the first half offensively. You saw what we're capable of in the second half defensively. We just got to put the
You gotta
game
put them together.
in a more complementary fashion because that's what we're capable of. And we lost a turnover battle. That affects some things, right? You lost 1-0, and
Besides that
we're
one
all
play, they
about
really
the
played
ball,
clean.
and we got to protect it better.
Didn't
and
even give up a
got to
sack.
try to create some takeaways on defense.
What do you think of Dak's ability to move around and create?
He only got one sack though.
Yeah, I thought Dak played really well. Limited opportunities just because we didn't have that many ops with the 26 minutes or whatever.
And
it was,
he
time of
made
possession, but I thought
all
Dak
of it
threw the ball
count
really
too.
well
He
and-
was
and played well.
commanding the offense. Yeah.
Star Telegram challenge for your first
Him and
game.
Brian Schottenheimer seem like they think on the same wavelength.
Into it, and overall, how do you think they're responding coming out?
I think they were great. I mean, the defense did great. It's not our first rain delay. We've been through it. Pittsburgh last year, so similar type thing. The league did a great job communicating to us, hey, what time we think we're going to go out, and we have a plan in place for that. Those are things you plan on, but again, no excuses.
No excuses.
We just got to find a way to finish that game.
That's all it is. And we had our opportunity to finish the game. Like I said, it's not all on CD Lamb. Did he have the most egregious errors? Maybe, but it's not all on CD Lamb, bro. It's really not. It is not all on CD Lamb at all. But then again, man, y'all can't be running back talking about it's all on Dak too, bro. Like, the Cowboys lost as a team, but they had their opportunities. This game was lost, not won. That's how I kind of feel about it. You get a lot of games like that in the NFL. You get a lot of games like that in sports. Other team does win, give them their credit, but you look at your opportunities that you had, they had a lot of bites at the apple, bro. A lot of bites at the apple, and they just couldn't really, just didn't cash in.
And when you look at the Sanders,
Unfortunately.
CD drops, is this kind of a loss you walk away off the field knowing that there was some self-inflicted wounds that could have helped win this game?
I'm going to have Jerry
all
come
the way
up next.
across the
We
board,
see what he
coaches,
says.
players alike. I'm never going to put this on any
I
one
want to see
person.
how
This is
Brian
a team game. It's the
basically
ultimate team
handling
game.
the meeting. He's
And
been doing
at the
it
end
so
of the day,
good. He's been
absolutely.
doing great so far. So
We're a good football team.
yeah, he
And
believes
we had
that.
a chance to
I
win that
believe
game,
that.
and we
They're a
didn't.
decent
So
football
we can
team.
learn from
Their
it.
schedule
We're
is
certainly
just
not going to make excuses, and we'll get back to work and on to the Giants. This is one of 17 that we're guaranteed. It's a division game.
Let's
What
go
the league
protect
wants.
home.
That's why they put us on Thursday night.
Let's start a new
Again,
home winning streak.
they got what they want, and the Eagles got the win. Give them credit.
Anybody else?
That's the credit. They won the game.
The first game, I don't know if you were fine.
Jalen Carter or not.
Yeah, I was pretty good. A little
them
emotional
saying we
during the
didn't have
anthem,
Jalen
but
Carter. Well, we didn't have
again,
Michael
I'm surrounded
Parsons.
by
That's the
such
same
great
thing
young
to
men
say.
in that
Come
locker
on,
room
like,
and
come on,
coaches
bro.
that
We
that
playing.
was my main focus today, just being around them, and wish we would have found a way to get a dub. Yeah, I've talked about Mozzie. Had a great conversation with Mozzie just about the consistency. Mozzie is going to play a lot of really good football. He's not even began to reach his peak, but the consistency has not been there, and therefore, if your philosophy is compete every day, then that's what you have to do. Make those decisions.
Ooh. He didn't say Mozzie is going to be a great player for us. He said Mozzie is going to be a great player And he elaborated, but he's like, you need consistency. And if we're preaching competition and competing, ooh, I ain't gonna lie. When I saw that pop up, I was like, what? They put Jay Toy in that bit. I was like, what? For real? I said once we got Kenny Clark too, I was like, bro, Mozzie is going to be on the block, bro. He's going to be on the block because Kenny Clark next to Osa, you like that. Solomon Thomas came in. Oh, nah, he showed, okay, that's going to be nice right there. And they would rather run with Jay Toy over Mozzie. That's crazy, bro. That lets you know where they at with Mozzie. And Brian Schottenheimer ain't tripping about it. I like that. You know what? I don't care if he's okay. We missed.
Yeah, again, like I touched on, I thought we did start blitzing a little bit more.
I think Brian Schottenheimer is the kind of guy that's probably going to help the Joneses' ego. Okay, yeah, we missed. He likes the percentages. As long as we hit more than we miss, it's okay. It sucked that we wasted the first. It will look like we sucked at wasting the first round pick. But, bro, to sit here and hold on and trying to make something that might not be there, come on, man. Let's just cut our losses and just try to move on and get better from it. You know what I'm saying? And if this is up to y'all, Joneses. Can y'all maneuver and make something happen? Because I'm coming to the point I might not need him. Pionne Winfrey come back, I might not need Mozzie Smith. That's basically what he's saying. Might not need him. He's going to be a good player, but I ain't say he's going to be a good player for us. Might not need him. Okay, we missed. We missed one. That's okay. Let's make sure we don't miss again at the first round pick. Now y'all got a couple of them. You know what I'm saying? So y'all done just doubled up. Okay, you missed it, Mozzie, fine. And you got a new nose to Kenny Clark. Basically, he excludes all of that. Man, come on. I applaud Schotty. Schotty, like, bro, let's move on, bro. Ain't no holding on feelings.
Better.
Oh, we like our guys because we Clarence, bro. If he can't play,
we
let's
just
move on.
the rush lane discipline. I mean, Jalen hurt us in the first half. He got out a few times, and we didn't get him on the ground. He's a big physical guy that you got to, tackle a little bit differently. And again, we need to be better. We talk about our ability to tackle and things like that. And the first half wasn't good enough. Second half was, and that's why you saw the turnaround.
Did the open kind of change whenever you saw Jalen Carter coming off the field and get ejected? Did that kind of change your first drive approach?
No, not really. No, I mean, he's obviously a great player. We had, some things that you're always trying to do to a great player, but for the most part, no. I mean, they're not overly complicated. They're just good at what they do, and both teams have to adjust when things like that happen.
I know you said no more victory, but given the backdrop of last week and all the distractions, you take pride, you take.
Here you go, Clarence.
With all the other stuff that was swirling around the team.
Yeah, I'm proud of how they competed, but I don't find any moral victories. When this team's built on a culture that's all about winning, you don't find moral victories in losing.
Now, I'm pretty sure he's going to go in that locker room and he's going to let them know in the film session what they really did good. But he's right, though. There is no more victories. Now, if your expectation was really, really low of the Cowboys, and I will say for the standpoint, not on talent, but like, okay, Brian Schottenheimer, he's a first-year head coach. You look at that first game he came out with, and it's like, oh, okay, you might have something here. You might have something here. You might have one of those offenses that's going to be highlight worthy week in, week out.
Well, I don't think Clark had a role in that. I know you still have to watch the film for a while. He plays the early since
Yeah, again, second half was way better. I want to see that, before I speak to it. But I will say this, he's been incredible from the time he got here. Just the big body and the physicality that he has in the A-gaps is a huge advantage for our defense. And I think we really started fitting our gaps better in the second half. It all works together.
That
right?
extra halftime timeout with that delay. Both defenses basically, it was only 3 points that was given up. Going into that first half, bro, now team had punted. The first punt basically came in the second half. Like, come on, bro. They were moving it. And in the second half, that's where both teams came out that delay, bro, and they just had an extra halftime to prepare.
True gap sound defense in the second half.
You can say offense lost rhythm. Now defense is tightened up.
A lot was said about your decision to not play guys like Dak Prescott in the preseason. What does it say about Dak to come out and have the game he did after not taking?
Bro, Dak was on the money.
He's a pro. I mean, how many snaps has the guy played in the NFL?
Found his guy.
I thought he played really well. And Dak's going to come on here and say the same thing. There's
Dak
no more
has
victories.
found
We had a chance. We did not make enough
this
plays.
This might be the match
and
for
when
Dak.
plays are there against a good football team, you have to make plays, and that's coaching and playing and all that together. But again, we know we're good enough to beat the Eagles. We know we're good enough to beat anybody. We have to do it. Those are just words. And, we came up short tonight. So like I said, give them credit. We'll look at the film and see areas that we need to get better and how we can kind of tie it in better and play more complementary football next week against the Giants.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, Matt Eberflus, I don't know what he was thinking. It's like, did you not prepare for scrambling quarterback, or was we just that undisciplined? You know what I'm saying? In what we were doing in our rush lanes, trying to do too much because we're listening to all the, y'all Michael Paul, you know what I'm saying? Is that what we're doing too much of? Like, we're going to have to figure something out about that. We're going to really have to figure something out about that. But Schottenheimer, bro, I think him and Dak Prescott, they locked in. They tight, bro. They tight. I think they see the game the same way, and that's going to be something that's going to have to bow for this team going forward, because I told y'all in the beginning of the season, the running backs that they got, Javonte Williams, he had a good game, bro. Don't get it twisted. He did good, but there was still nothing about him that made me believe that he's going to wreak havoc coming out the backfield. This offensive line shows it's going to be that good, but him and Miles Sanders, come on, bro. You still have a running back issue situation, but give credit to Schotty kind of knowing that, keeping the balance, but moving everything. I think they just came out knowing what they wanted to do and what they prepared to do, and they executed, bro. They just got down to the stretch where they shot themselves in both their foots. And that's what really crushed them. Of course, what do they always got to circle around Jerry about? Let's see what our man Jerry gets to talking about. They trying to get a Super Bowl for him. They trying, man.
I'm so impressed with him. I just makes me sick that he didn't win this game. And I know what it meant to him. We're all riding with him. We all feel it. He had them ready to play.
Yeah.
And he had them ready to play. He was right. He saved up a few things, but he did have them really ready to play.
I agree.
If this team will continue because of in my mind, the skill level and the age level will continue to improve. We got better in the second half on defense. We did that. And we just left some plays out there that if we made them, I thought Dak may have played one of the best games I've ever seen him play. And so we had the hands and we had the ball in the hands of our key guys. I just can't say enough about this effort. And I give Brian and I give his staff all the credit in the world and the leadership. And the guys that had a chance to make some plays, they'll make those plays. They will make those plays. They're good players, and they'll make those plays. We'll bring home some victories.
Were you shocked?
Of course. No, talking about CD.
Well, because it is CD, you know how often and how much he can do. And certainly we can get the ball in that direction. We get the ball in that direction and playing with that kind of effort, we're going to win a lot of games.
And we hope.
Brian Schottenheimer a risk, when you hired him. Did you need to see some things in this first impression to kind of validate your decision making?
Well, I don't know how you even qualify need to see something. Boy, he had this team ready to play. And he had them.
You hear Jerry keep saying that, and that was what I was saying, bro. That was the main thing. I was like, bro, I actually saw a team that came out and was written. Now, Jalen Carter spitting on Dak Prescott. I think that just activated, bro. That made it go to a different level. And I hope that type of energy they had after that incident carries them out, because that's how everybody want to disrespect Dak, bro. Real talk. That's how everybody really want to take shots at Dak like that, even worse. So It's up to that offensive line to keep him clean. I mean, Tyler Guyton did his thing, but he had them boys ready. He had the offense. They were locked in, bro. They left plays on the field. They really did. Schottenheimer, what'd he say? They knew when they got in certain situations where it was like, coming down to the end of the game or possibly into the first half. Schotty had him ready. So I agree with Jerry saying. Schotty had him ready.
Prepared. He had him prepared on all sides of the ball, and he had him mentally ready to play. And I'm just sorry that when it got right down to it and we need to make those plays, we didn't get them made. But we all know we played a good team out there tonight. We played them at their home, hostile environment. Brian's first chance to really be a head coach and stepped out there. And in my mind, he didn't let his team down. They didn't let him down either, in my view.
Just a week ago today, you traded Mike. Did you miss him at all out there tonight?
Well, anytime you have a great player and don't have him out there on the field. But I specifically was watching a lot of the guys that were taking up the slack or might have been in the spot. 54 had some really significant impact on their offense. And so all in all, this group adjusted, made the adjustments. We stepped up in the second half on defense, didn't quite get it done like we did in the first half on offense. But that type of thing does give you encouragement. I'm sorry, though, that we lost the game. We had a fairy tale to step up here and beat the world champs in his first game. But it doesn't always happen the way they wrote Cinderella. But I'm pretty proud of this team.
Show how tight the margins are.
What?
Does this game show how tight the margins are when you look at just a handful of plays?
It's the NFL.
Well, we had the ball when that offensive line played and performed. And they gave us some holes, gave us some time. We had the ball where we want to have it. I'll take, if we could have every game we play this year down where we've got that ball and got it in the hands of the people we had it in.
I like our chances. And this is where I'm saying.
I cannot say enough how proud I am.
Bruh, he ain't worried about y'all running the football. He wants this ball put in Dak Prescott's hand. And he said this next hire, getting rid of Mike McCarthy, this next hire, it has to work for Dak. It has to. It has to be a perfect marriage. It has to. How Schotty became that, I don't know. But there's something that Jerry is like, bro, look, he's going to be the one to get Dak over the hump. He believes so much in Jason Garrett. I think he sees the brain smarts like Jason Garrett, but it's a certain swagger. And he knows his pops. He knows from the type of background. He's liking everything what Schotty is doing.
For Dak and proud for us.
And he's talking about Dak, basically. He liked what he saw in
Dak. We won
Dak.
a lot of games. And
I tell y'all this is going to be all on
folks.
folks.
To the people that you saw.
They don't care about running the football. They just don't need to run the football when they have to.
They're outstanding players, and I just can't say enough about the way Schotty got them the ball when it counted.
You walked into the locker with Tyler Guyton. What was your message to him?
Excuse me?
You walked into the locker with Tyler Guyton. What was your message to him?
I just was wanting to walk beside him. I was so proud for him. He had a rough first year to some degree. But, once you're rough, being a starting left tackle right out of college in your first year. But, boy, he played well tonight. I don't even have to analyze the film. And what I'm particularly excited about, and he would be the poster child, those lack of pre-snap penalties. And they just didn't have them. And consequently, we could keep and sustain some momentum when we got it going on
and that's a team that's prepared and ready to play. No pre-snap penalties. They were locked in. They knew what they wanted to do.
Pay off a lot. And, boy, I saw they had the tush push, and they had performed it well. But I saw our line move in unison, too, in bulk and with strength. I'm looking forward to what these young guys can do. We've got a young bunch that can get better.
So Jerry's basically he's glad what he saw out there, even though it was in a loss. And the more thing he's saying is this is a young football team. I need a head coach that basically resonates with this head. I need a head coach that can galvanize these young guys but be in tune with them. If you went down there to the practice down there in Frisco, the DJ was playing the list for Brian Schottenheimer, and Schottenheimer has him a playlist, bro. Like, for real. He's in the mix with them dudes, bro. And I just think him and Dak Prescott just probably might be the perfect marriage that you need. It's not to say we're going to win the Super Bowl this year or anything. Like, I just think it's going to be where you get the best out of Dak Prescott consistently. I think that's what Brian Schottenheimer is going to be doing right here. He's going to get the best out of him consistently. It almost gives the offense a little college feel of what he used to do back then. So give props to Schottenheimer, bro. He really came out here and he did his thing. Like I said, man, where we going? 4 o'clock Central Standard Time? 4 o'clock Central Standard Time, we going over the All 22 film review, looking at the game in its entirety, but from the film's eye perspective. We're going to go over it. We're going to see who flashes and everything like that. Throughout the whole weekend, I will be uploading shorts most likely about players and, everything that went on in this game. So we'll go over the All 22 as well as look at the Pro Football Focus numbers for, week 1 that didn't happen so far. It's going to be a fun Friday this much. You got a lot of high school football that's going to be out here. I believe it's South Oak Cliff and Duncanville. And then you got DeSoto, North Crowley. Yeah. So it's some big Texas high school football going down. It is a big weekend because not only is it my birthday weekend, which will be Sunday. So, if y'all want to add to the channel one time, I've been wanting to think about going to the Rangers game Sunday on my birthday, but I'm already scheduled to go to the Monday's game. So I can't flex it. But, Rangers Astros start this weekend off for the Lone Star Series, Silver Boot Series. So Rangers still holding in, but I'm looking at the Cowboys. Look, we'll be breaking down film basically all the rest of today. And then, I'll basically have my thoughts dropping out. I'm figuring out a better format, how we're going to do this. But like I said, we're always going to drop the live All 22 watch. So y'all check in here with me about another hour and a half or so. Let's go ahead and just have fun and watch this film and get to look at some perks and see some good things and what was some bad things. So that's a little bit for this live. We got the reaction from Jerry, Schotty, CD, and Dak. CD owned up to it. Of course he would, and I don't expect him to have another game like that anyway. I mean, to say he won't drop a pass again, I'm not saying that, but to have 4 drops, nah, I don't see that happening again. Dak Prescott, I'm telling you, it's all on you, my guy. You're gonna have to really carry this, and you're just gonna really have to lead it forward, bro. Real talk. And you got George Pickens on the other side. Let's see if we can get more action involved with him. I like to see how Turpin, how the defense react to him coming in. I think you're going to see more game plan for him coming soon as well. Defense, it looked very bad in the beginning, but y'all were able to adjust. And for y'all to make y'all adjustments, that shows the experience that Matt Eberflus has in this NFL league. So he was able. Now, like I said, you got an extra delay to make it happen, but that was a positive sign to see that they were able to make adjustments. Now it's just about them getting healthy and being there. They came out this game relatively healthy, so that was the best part. What are you going to do at running back? How are you going to generate a pass rush? We're going to take more deep dive into that when we look at the All 22 today at 4 o'clock. So join me there, man, and we will definitely have some fun time breaking it down. This will be the first one of the 2025 season. This is how we're going to start digging deeper. I should have been doing this last year, but, trying to be in the mix of everything that was going down, that was crazy, especially after the Luka trade. Or last year, really, we sucked. But a lot of us weren't really happy with Mike McCarthy, bro. and you got to looking at the film, you're like, bro, this is boring football that we're running. It really is. I think Schottenheimer's getting ready to unleash the best of that. As he done basically matured, that wined and aged, man came out there with the sheriff mustache on, yo. And like I said, I think Pro Football Focus had him as the highest rated player for us. So we're going to get ready to look at that, man. Y'all stay tuned, man. Hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Follow me on the social media at X, formerly known as Twitter, at Drewski Selfmade, man. If y'all can just do me a solid favor, man, if you like the content, hit the like button and just share it for me one time. For the people that watch this on the playback, go ahead and drop a comment button, hit the share button, hit the like button. We'll be right back here in the next few hours. Let's get the all 22 running, and let's have some fun, man. Until then, it's still go Cowboys on my end. I still can't help it that we them boys, but I'll catch y'all here later, man. Till the next time, holla from Dallas, Fort Worth.
Self-made, independent, ho, I'm all about my businesses. I consistently continue to bring energy and know that keep it popping like I'm full of electricity. Try to hold me out, I wish you would have the audacity. Take a relaxative, now I'm shitting on the industry. Self-made, not a title, cause it's my identity. And wear it on my skin like it's a part of my ethnicity. Mary keep on blowing like instruments in a symphony. That keep a player buzzing like Twitter when you mention me. Being 100's a everyday living tendency, and ain't faced by hating, it makes me increase my intensity.